When I say he's everything I prayed for, I remember being in the shower like on my darkest nights, and I prayed obviously not for him because I didn't even know. Like,
now she was sitting there. I want a Jordan Cookie. I want
I
Young
never even
Reese.
thought like, but everything that I prayed for, that's exactly what I've been given. And it's just like, it's just so crazy.
I pull up in the double, I ghost with no tin on the window, the bitch giving top what you do. I look at my watch, I got rocks in it. Keep the third around, yeah, that's that Glock business. Heat him up with that boy in the pot with me. Cool him off with that boy with a hot glitch.
What they do at the gym?
What do they do at the gym?
How close do we have?
Before you're about to lift? Come on.
That's what I'm talking about. Welcome back to Talk That Talk podcast.
Pew, pew, pew.
Yeah, it's your boy Jay Cook.
It's your boy Reese.
It's your boy Big Fast. It's your boy Big Fast,
We
man.
got some very special guests in the building today. Part 2.
They're so close.
We have three special guests today,
Leave
man.
room for Jesus.
We got 3 special guests. We got CELYS, we got RAYLEEN, and we got a little baby growing inside of RAYLEEN.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
That was a good one. So,
What did you just hear
you guys
him
know,
talking?
like, the last episode that we had with, the last and first episode that we had with RAYLEEN and CELYS, Fads wasn't here. So Fads is going to be here as
They're
a
making
little
me sound like
mediator.
the fucking evil dude. Like, oh, Fads go ask all the evil questions.
Right
Like,
now, you're a third wheel.
yeah,
You're third wheeling right now.
third wheeling right now.
Or
Fifth wheeling.
Fifth wheeling.
Fifth one.
I don't have no crazy questions like that. It's, we're just gonna get into great conversation.
Yeah.
I feel like y'all always agree with each other because y'all are obviously together. So it's like maybe, we add some other perspective in there. We
Like
might
it.
see a little different.
You know what's crazy is I don't think they're going to agree with a lot of stuff on this podcast today.
I
With
feel
y'all?
like we never really
With
do
each
agree.
other?
Yeah.
They
Kind
don't
of.
agree
Oh,
with
wait.
each
I don't think
other.
they
I
agree
thought he was
with a lot
talking
of
about
stuff.
couples.
I'm talking about the couples.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Hey, I was just, hey,
They're two totally different people.
Yeah, 100%.
y'all are 2 totally different people.
It makes
Damn
sense.
right.
It kind of
It really,
it
that
definitely
is so true.
makes sense. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like it's gonna get.
We got
I
the
th- I-
angels and the devils right here.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into it. What do you guys consider toxic in a relationship? I'm interested to hear the girls'
Damn, he
opinions.
just jumped.
Toxic.
Straight
Really
jump.
Like, what is a toxic relationship?
I don't know.
No, don't say you don't know. Just
I would
what is
say-
a toxic? What do you feel like? What do you feel like a toxic relationship is?
Like, looks like.
I would say I feel like there's definitely different versions. Like it could be like abusive and stuff like that, or it could also be like just like verbally abusive as well, or just even communication too. Like I feel like that can cause like toxic stuff, or even someone who's really controlling. Like I know girls who have like very controlling boyfriends, and I feel like to a certain extent that's okay, but like there's dudes that really just take it too far, you know what I mean? I feel like just situations like that, but I feel like it's kind of hard because I mean I can't really think of like actual situations where like people could be toxic, you know what I mean?
No, I feel that.
Yeah, I feel that.
I feel. I agree. I definitely agree with that. I just feel like, in I hate relationships that, you make the other person feel like you victimize. You know what I'm saying? Like have you heard of like gaslighting? So like whenever you guys are in conversation with each other, you just start gaslighting and you make the other person feel bad for doing something that like you shouldn't feel bad for doing, or you saying something or anything like that. I feel like toxic could go in a lot of different areas because it's like every relationship is different. You guys are different, me and my girl are different, y'all are different, you know what I'm saying? So it's like toxic. And now I'm going back to your like what you said, like it's different for everybody. It's what you tolerate, your tolerance level. Like some people like that shit, but me on the other hand, I love to just be peaceful. I love to just have that communication. I love to just do my own thing. I don't like to be in none of this drama shit. So it's like it's more the fact that, so that's why I said I do
when
agree.
you're in a drama with your girl, it's like
In a drama?
or like when you're
In a drama.
like in drama, like when you guys are like arguing or you feeling some type of way towards each other, it's like fucks up your whole day. Like I can have a problem with anybody outside of my relationship and it's not gonna affect my day at all. But the minute me and her start getting into it and we're not together, I'm just thinking about the whole situation.
I've seen him a couple times where you guys have been like, maybe in an argument and his whole mood would be thrown off. Like you'll be talking to him and he won't he won't even understand what the fuck you're
I
saying.
think so deep into stuff. That's my problem is I can't let go of stuff. Like I have to literally talk about it to the point where it's just like she'll be like, I hear you, I'm good, like it's done, like it's over, and I'll be like, I still feel like I have
You wanna
more
keep
on my
talking about
chest
it?
to get off. Yeah, it's like, I feel like a lot of people would want that quick, like, all right, you're right, I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I don't.
Yeah.
In the beginning of our relationship, it used to be that way, not because of Jordan, but because of me. I used to be the same way, or I would just not talk at all because communication just wasn't a thing for me. And then now, like, skip forward, whatever. I feel like our communication is so good, and like he's helped me like learn, like, no, let's talk about it and let's fix it now, so that way we can enjoy the rest of our day and we don't go to sleep mad. And me, I used to be so stubborn. I'm like, I don't care, like I'll go to sleep, I'm not saying I love you or anything, but he's always like,
That
anything can
hurts.
happen, and if
Yeah.
you wake up and something happens to me and you were upset, it's not worth it, you know
Facts.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And I had to learn, like, damn, that's true. And sometimes I'm like, whatever, blah, blah,
It's so
blah.
Yeah.
crazy because I think all the time, like, life is legit short. I think of like our parents, I think of their parents, our grandparents, and like our grandparents are getting older. And so,
They are older.
like, I know, but I'm saying like they used to be our age and that shit went fast for them. Like, and our parents used to be our age and that shit went so fast for them. And it's so cliche to say, but like, life is short. People take life for granted a lot. And I don't think it's like worth spending a whole day, a whole week, a whole month being mad at your partner. And what's the point?
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause-
Like, you can have a simple
But-
conversation, get past it. Huh?
But there's levels to it. Like, yeah, you can go over small shit easily, but it really depends on like
That's
what the
true.
person
What do you
did.
consider
Like,
Like
as
if it is
big?
a big
I'm the type to, as soon as like we're in some shit, I just apologize. Like, cause I know if I know I'm in the wrong, I'm sorry. That's it. I'll own up to it quick. Cause
Is that
that's
true?
Yeah, that's a fact.
Now,
but he doesn't
for sure,
know.
yeah.
You just don't accept the apologies ever. It's too quick for him. He doesn't.
Sometimes if it is
No, I
too
said
quick,
now. Now it is.
sometimes
At
sometimes if it is too quick, an apology goes off of not just the word.
Yeah,
an
it's like
apology goes
actions.
off of the actions and the tone of
I
the
won't say
apology.
sorry if I don't
and
mean it
and,
though.
and the
Tone of
way
the
you
apology is like,
apologize, I'm
sorry.
sorry. Yeah,
No.
it's
It's
like,
like-
I'm sorry
But-
for this, and
that's how I
then
do it.
after you apologize, the action you have behind
Yeah, but also sometimes
after you apologize.
people don't want to
No,
listen.
in the beginning of our relationship, like if he would mess up and he'd be sorry or whatever, I'm like, hell no, like I'm gonna make you work for that sorry. Like you're gonna be nice to me all day, and then maybe tonight I'll forgive you. Like
Yeah.
it used to be bad, but now I'm
Yeah.
just like,
And that
It's
goes,
little, it's little.
and that goes what you were saying, and you about like you don't know when the next time you're gonna see that partner or talk to your partner, and that goes with even your parents too, or
yeah.
even your homies. Like I'll be telling my homies I
Family,
love
all
them. You
that.
know what I'm saying? I tell my parents every time I talk to them I love them. Because at the end of the day, God forbid, but you don't know what's gonna happen, and
Yep.
so like you always want to. The worst thing that can possibly happen is you being on bad terms with somebody and something happening and you not being able to live with yourself because that was the last conversation that you had with
That's
them.
the scariest
Yeah.
thing.
That's the
in
scariest
life.
thing.
And that's what I've learned. That's what I've learned with myself. Like I used to be so self-centered, not give a fuck about what people thought, and I've like caught myself being rude to my mom, and I'll sit back and I'll be like, yeah, I'm sorry. Like you don't understand like what people are going through, and you don't know when tomorrow's never promised, and that's legit a thing. People die in their sleep every single day. And I know it sounds so extreme, but that shit is serious, and I will beat myself up and probably mentally like wear myself out if God forbid something ever were to happen to somebody so close to me and I was rude to them or I didn't say I love you to them when I left. And that's why I answer every single call. That's why I answer every single text message, because you never know what, and I swear by that. Ask him, ask RAYLEEN, ask CELYS, Nick. I will answer every single call because I never know what's on the other side of that line.
Even me, he'll make me answer my phone. I'm like, I know what this call is about. I don't want to answer. And he's like, babe, just answer. And I'm like, or he'll answer it for me. And I'm like, damn, bro, I didn't want to talk.
And it's also FOMO too. I want to know what's
Do
going
y'all
on.
answer, like, if your girl's like dad or mom is calling, are you answering her phone?
Nah,
No?
no.
Why not? Like, if she tells you,
Well,
I
it
mean,
depends.
how
Like,
close are you to?
I don't know him, but I wouldn't answer.
you never
him.
met him?
Nah, but I wouldn't. Even if I did know him, I wouldn't answer it.
I answer it. If she's not going to the phone, I answer the call because you never.
I think it
like
also
I said.
depends on the relationship as well.
Yeah.
Like, it depends, like, how close you are to the parents and, you know, how long. Like, we've been together for almost 3 years now. So it's like, and you're really close to my mom and sister and my dad. So, like, it's not really like, why is he answering your phone type of thing. So.
I'd
Oh,
still answer.
that makes sense.
I mean,
Yeah.
Celly's, her dad will be calling and she'll be like, I'm trying to talk to him right
No,
now.
I'll be like, answer the phone. Like, answer the
Well,
phone for me.
sometimes you be like busy or doing something, you're like, I'll call him back. And I'm like, just answer. Like,
Yeah, because my dad
Answer.
needs literally a detailed itinerary of what I did throughout the entire day. And I'm like, I know I need to put it time to the side. And I text him like, hey, let me call you right back. And he gets
I
it.
always used to be scared to like answer the phone for her dad, like when we lived in Arizona, because I didn't want him thinking like I didn't want him to get the wrong perception, like I'm over here just on her
Being
phone,
controlling
like
or
controlling,
something?
like, oh, I'm about to answer the phone.
He loves
That's why
you.
I asked that question, because it's like, even to this day, now he's always loved me, but like now we're out here, and so it's kind of more like,
You're more
you know, he's just
comfortable.
answering the phone. In Arizona, that's why I feel like it's a big topic that people don't talk about, is like the misconception of like what a family could think about you based off of little situations if you're in a completely different spot than them. You know what I'm saying? Like us being in Arizona, there were situations that would happen or little arguments that we would get into. And if they only hear they only hear from you if you're putting in when there's like an argument or something, like putting in your 2 cents, shit just sounds 10 times worse. You know what I'm saying? Than being like in the exact
agree.
same
I definitely
area.
think a big part of a healthy relationship has to do with not going to family every single time.
Yeah.
Let's
no,
talk
like
about it.
every time there's like an argument, because in the beginning sometimes he would like call his mom, sometimes even my mom, and vent, and I was like, no, like this is mine and your relationship.
That
and
had
no
to have
one
happened like a
knows.
few times.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
think the
but
boundary
that's
had to be
because-
set.
this is like
Probably.
first like
Yeah.
couple months of our
It
relationship.
doesn't matter.
before
Like, it
anybody-
happened, but that's
Yeah.
why I'm saying.
I have
It was set.
We
I have
to-
some on that, because this is how I feel about that. I don't know why why are we laughing. I just have something on that, because it's like, this is how I feel and think about it. If you were to call your mom or call your aunts or somebody in the family or even friend, and you're talking smack about what your man just did or what your girl just did or whatever it is, they're always going to have that perception of her, of what she
100%.
Or it
You know,
makes
they're-
them
hold
feel
on, but-
entitled to speak on your
did.
relationship.
That
part.
and they have that perception of what she did or how you're talking about her, because you're not calling your friend and telling her or telling him or her everything that she's doing right or he's doing right. You're only calling them and telling them what they're doing wrong and what's pissing you off. So they keep hearing that conversation of damn,
Yeah.
fuck this guy, fuck this girl, boom, 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 whatever it is. So now they have a perception of, yo, I'm not fucking with this guy because all she does is talk shit about him. Or I'm not fucking with her because all he does is talk shit about her.
'Cause they
so
hold
it's like,
on to it. You gonna let go.
Exactly.
They gonna
And
hold on
that's
to
why you don't involve people within your relationship, because at the end of the day, you're the person in the relationship and nobody else is going to take your spot in that relationship. You're trying to ask people what should I do? Like, bro, why the fuck are you asking people what should you do when you're the only person who truly vibes with that person and understands that person?
Yeah, me and CELYS made that mistake. I feel like
Me and CELYS.
for sure. I think we both made that mistake. You were calling your family, telling them, calling them 2, 3 in the morning of situations that would happen in Arizona, and I was telling my family they would see situations or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so it is a big, like, you know what I'm saying, factor when you're bringing the family into the drama or into your little situations, because like you said, something so small as in we're arguing about this, and that, to your family, they're gonna hold on to that.
Not just that, but they don't really know what's like going on in your home. Like they don't see like behind doors. They're gonna see what you tell them and what you know they see or whatever and what they hear, and that's never really good because only you and your partner like really know each other.
I definitely think there's a difference between involving there's a difference between an argument that was already involving family and an argument that happened at your house just between you two. If there was some shit that involved family that needed to be talked about, then I definitely think family is involved.
Yeah, but if it involves them, obviously you're going to talk to them about it. But I'm saying this has to do with like
venting about stuff that happened between you two.
Yeah, between like, let's just say me and my girl, and I'm going to my family, it has nothing to do with them, and I'm telling them, hey, well, this is what we're going through. Boom, boom, boom.
Do you guys feel like it's hard dating us and us having a sister that has like a 2 cents of like relationship? Because I know, I would say like for you, I think you experienced it a little early in the relationship.
Beginning, yes, but I feel like Jordan, he had that respect for our relationship, and it was just more of like, okay, like, and I mean, we would talk about stuff, and I'm like, hey, you know what, like, am I tripping? Or I would be like, hey, you know what, I don't think that this situation concerns anybody, and like he would speak up for our relationship and me, and he'd be like, hey, you know what, that has nothing to do with you.
I think a big part of it is like the relationship that your partner has with your sibling as well. Like I respect the relationship that Jersey and RAYLEEN have, and it makes my life a lot easier because Jersey and RAYLEEN have a respect for each other, that they can talk about shit that involves me if they wanted to, and they can like respect it. Like Jersey, I think it happened in the first like 3-4 months, or maybe 5 to 6 months, that like they got into it a couple times. Not it got into it, but like it was like Jersey put her 2 cents into things just because of the I guess protection that she has on her older brother. But they have a really, really good relationship, and I think it makes my life a lot easier.
Yeah.
Do you think that you speaking to his sister about, both of y'all speaking to his sister about things that y'all are going through, do you think that she's always going to take their side instead of listening to you and hearing you guys out?
No,
I don't think so.
I don't think so, only because it's just like, I feel like with them, it's more of like, okay, whoever's in the right is like right, you know what I mean? And it's just like, if she does have that opinion where she feels like I'm in the wrong and he's in the right, I mean, you can have your opinion, but at the end of the day, like, you know, I feel like, I don't know how I'm trying to say this, but it's like, if I know I'm in the right, I'm in the right. You know what I mean? It's my relationship, like, and I know us better than anyone else, so it's like, I know I'm not tripping, but if you want to have your opinion, like, of course, like, okay,
you're entitled
I'm
to
gonna
your own
hear
opinion.
you, but it's just like, I know what's going on between me and my.
Yeah, it's like when I'm right, I know I'm right, but when I'm wrong, I know I could have been right.
Yep.
So I know I'm right.
I'm right. I'm fucking right.
Like not even in like a disrespectful
No.
way, but I feel like a majority of the time, like Jersey can agree. Like we actually just had a conversation last week about like Jordan being with the semi-pro team, and I was like, it's gonna suck if he really does do all these practices and has to travel. Like I'm gonna miss him. I'm gonna want him home at night, you know, when we're putting the kids to sleep, because like that's our routine. And she's like, I get that, and like, you know, that's something she agreed with me on. But then again, it's just like he deserves to like have his fun too.
Yeah.
And it's like, as long as it doesn't interfere with like what we got going on at home too much, like I'm all for it. But if it ever does, like that's a conversation that me and him would have to have and be like, hey, you know what, like I need you home. So it's like, you gotta choose up.
Because I know you've
Well, I want to know how she feels.
go
I
ahead.
said yeah.
Yeah?
What? He asked a question. What was the last question?
That would answer his question.
I said yeah. I
Oh,
said that part.
okay.
Agreed.
So, question for you, because I know now that you guys are out here, you've been able to hang out with her family a lot more and be closer, or get a little closer with her brother.
Two completely different, like, families.
Yeah. But
Not
what's the
good or
question?
bad. Not good or bad.
No, yeah, 100%. But do you feel like now that he kind of has a little better of a relationship where closer distance relationship with your brother, does that make your life a little easier with like making sure because a partner that has a relationship with their partner's family is a big thing. So does that make your life a little easier when it comes down to like, do you always want to be at your parents' house when he's there, or is he okay to be there and you're comfortable with him being around your family without you?
Oh, 100%. I could leave Justice there all day and he'll have a field day with my dad. Like that's no question. I don't know. I think me and Justice are the same. I feel like, yeah, we'll hang out with family and we'll have our fun time and we'll hang out and we're there. But I mean, the question was, is it easier? Like does it I don't know what I was trying
Like, does it make you feel better that I have a good relationship
Of course.
with you?
That, I feel like everything
your
just
family.
flows so much smoother when everybody's in sync and everybody, there's like that tranquility. I feel like it's just so much peace in a relationship as a person, as an individual. I just feel like when everybody's good around me, I'm good and I let out good. So I feel like them getting along, them being around each other, I feel like it's just such a short period of time because it was a whole year that I was gone, coming back here and there. So it was like they only were like together for like a few days and then we were gone. So I feel like for sure within just, I think the 2-3 months that we're here, I've seen the growth in their relationship. I feel like it's exactly how I would want it to be and I feel like it's perfect. Yeah.
I think that it with her family, like, it's a good feeling knowing that because as a dude in a relationship, like for example with you have it good because both her family is in Arizona and our family's in Arizona. So no matter what, you get to spend time with both. So you're probably as equally spread out on both sides. You know what I'm saying? With me, it was just like her family, they really didn't even get a chance to like know who I am as a person other than what they see on social media or what we call
My
them
dad
and
was
talk to
on
them
your
about.
ass though. Every single thing he posted, every single
Literally.
picture he liked, he was like, yeah,
But
I saw he
that's-
did that already. Like he
But
knew.
that's the biggest thing was like not being able to like show them like, you know, we're not having problems all the time. But the only reason why it probably feels like that to y'all is because you're only hearing, you know what I'm saying, when we call you and we tell you about it. So I think for me, the most important thing about having that relationship with her family was like being able to show them like, yo, like, I'm a chill dude. I'm not perfect, but I'm a cool ass dude and I treat your daughter like as perfect as I can. And yeah, we're gonna have bumps in the road, but at the same time, like, I'm gonna show you, and like it also helps me understand her more from understanding her family's perspective, like being able to talk to her brother,
Because that's where it all
And-
starts. Like, you know.
and being able to talk to her brother in person about like little situations that we might go through, you know, getting his opinion on it, because he's known her for her whole life. I've only known her for 2-3 years.
Yep.
So he's gonna be able to break down to me like, you know, don't take it too serious. She's not, this is how
He's
she's
a little
been her
cheat
whole
code, the
life.
cheat
You know what I'm
code.
saying? You're not, it's
a
nothing
little
different.
blueprint type
yeah,
vibe. Yeah.
he's giving you the
So I'm gonna be
Like
straight
that.
up. Like I have put in the most work with her than I ever have with anybody, and that's just because like I believe in like us so much, and I'm constantly like trying to prove to either my family or to her like this is forever, and I need to. Like, we're not gonna get it down perfect. You know what I'm saying? Some couples might get it down in 2-3 months and they're straight. Like, no more arguments ever again. But us, it's a constant learning process because, like, I feel so strongly about shit. And I feel like with y'all, it's like he feels very strongly about certain things and you're more, like, understanding. Now, with us, it's like we feel so strong about shit that, like, it's hard to de-escalate situations sometimes because we both want to just voice our
We're
opinion.
both
It's just
fire
like,
signs.
nah, like you hear me out. Okay, I heard you out. Now you hear me out. So it's a constant battle. But I think coming to Arizona or coming to Miami was the biggest thing for me, and like in the most respectful way. I don't even want to say it's like to get away from my family at all, but it was more like so that I could show her family. You know what I'm saying? Like, like we got something good, like I need to connect with you guys, and then that way we can try to mold it together. You know what I'm saying? Because they already
makes sense.
experienced
Yeah,
me and her. My family already experienced me and her. Her family is barely getting to experience how we are together. So if I'm gonna ask her dad for, you know what I'm saying, to marry her daughter, like you got to spend the time with her dad and shit. I can't go to be like, yo, can I marry your daughter? And he's like,
Who are you?
who? Like, I don't
Yeah.
even really know nothing about you. So
Yeah.
that was something important for me.
Have you ever gotten like into it? Like, have you ever like had conversations with her dad and brother about like stuff that they know, like on the negative side, like either from social media or
Yeah.
when she would call
Yes.
them?
Yeah, her dad will he'll check me. Like he's not like pussy or nothing. Like you
But
know how
has-
some dads they'll just like they'll kind of just
He's my dad.
try to let shit slide and they'll just start treating you with a cold shoulder. He's going to
Address it.
Not only just me though, he'll call her out on her
In
bullshit.
front of justice. I'm like,
And
damn.
he'll be like, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? You need to, like, you're not drinking. Like, he won't
Yeah.
even let her drink no more
I ruined
with
my
them
privilege.
or with us because he's like, you're not doing
Yeah.
none of that y'all
Yeah.
was getting into little arguments. Because most of our arguments was just happening because we would get drunk.
We would both be
like,
tipsy.
literally.
And I realized how stupid we get when I think you got tipsy and I stayed sober. It was like a full circle moment. I was like, and it was nothing bad. It was no argument. I'm just saying, like, you were just talking and talking. I'm like, wait, I could see how when we're both tipsy, why it turns into like little like rat, like
Because
little
we're
arguments.
smart. Like, we're smart with each other. Like, we say
Smart
little slick
asses.
ass.
Yeah.
Man,
But I love
man.
it. I love it.
Bro,
I love
be,
it.
it's
I
so
love
funny because
it.
when I be with them, they be saying like slick shit under their both of them.
I wouldn't want it
I
any
know.
other
Both
way,
of them be
though.
saying some
I'm so
slick shit
sorry.
under
I
their
have
breath.
fun.
They be like, "That's why." I'm like, "That's why."
Nah, I feel like definitely someone coming around us as a relationship, like if they
You
really
gotta
got to
know us.
experience
You
like
gotta know
the
us.
true us, like you know how you guys get to experience us, and it was like their first time, they'll probably think like, oh shit, they're kind of like crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we be like on some, we just
Nah,
be
facts.
like we be funny
Yeah.
and just like
But-
fucking
We're
with each
real
other.
lit,
All right,
babe.
let me
We're
ask y'all
lit.
this
We're
then.
lit.
Okay, well, Reese can hear me now. But what's one thing that you guys sacrificed for the relationship that you guys are in now? Because I know, you know, we all had a life before relationship. What's one thing that you sacrificed that you could either be happy or upset that you sacrificed that type of life? But what's one thing that y'all did sacrifice?
I think y'all need to answer that first.
I feel like I didn't really like. I feel like I didn't really have to sacrifice anything really. Like I don't know.
She's just to have
Oh,
her
my
fun,
bad.
right?
Yeah.
You didn't sacrifice anything. You just felt like you went into the relationship and you kept doing the same thing.
No, I mean, of course, like, how do I even say this? Like, of course, there's things that you stop doing you when
Yeah,
you're in a
of course,
relationship.
yeah.
And you don't talk to
But I
100
wouldn't
different
say,
people.
Like, it was a sacrifice. Like, I could care less to give that stuff up. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like,
Yeah.
damn, I really gotta stop doing
Wasn't
this
that-
because I'm in a relationship.
Well, you could care less, but you still sacrifice.
Like, what did you
some.
give up? Not sacrifice.
Like, what
I
was
mean,
something
maybe-
that what
maybe
was something
like-
that he didn't agree with that maybe he didn't tell you not to do, but you were like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't.
Maybe like partying, but that's all I ever really did. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
when we got together, I worked a lot. So it's just like I really didn't even do nothing. So I was working like 9-hour shifts 5 days a week. So it's just like I could care less to like go do like really anything fun. But I mean, of course I knew that stuff was going to stop like once I got in a relationship. Like there's no more going out to the clubs on Sunday for Sunday fun day and like, you know, and I was like I was cool with
Yeah,
that because
'cause-
I knew like when I got in a relationship like I'm gonna give that up. Like I don't need to be out there doing that stuff when I have like a boyfriend.
And you were already a mother too.
Yeah,
at that
I was
time.
a mom of two, so I'm not- I wasn't really
So it
doing
goes to
anything
you.
crazy.
What did you sacrifice? Because that's a big, you know, that's a big jump from going from, you know, having 0 kids to boom having 2
Two.
kids. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what did you sacrifice?
That's all. It's like it's a tough question because saying sacrificing, it's like, I mean,
It's shit you say.
Okay, what
whether
did you
you-
Bro,
have to like,
like-
give up?
Yeah, no negative. As
No,
a
I know
sacrifice,
it's
bro.
not
You had,
negative.
you,
I'm just-
like
it's
freedom,
hard to,
bro.
like,
Like
really-
not even freedom, but like, bro, you had more time on your hands. You know what I'm saying? Now you're dealing
I would
with.
say that would be the biggest thing is time. I mean, time as in, I had to sacrifice, like, I'm not just thinking for myself. I'm thinking for 3 other people. And 2 being people
now
that can't.
4.
He had to
Bull-
cut off all his hoes.
I know, nah.
my
But
God.
thinking of people that can't or can't even pour their own bowl of cereal, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it wasn't just I can text these other 3 people and be like, oh, I'm going to do this, so
I mean, you did
I
a
had to-
whole 180. Like you went from being like the single young ass kid to getting in a
And that's why when I
relationship
hear
with
stories, I'm like,
2
damn,
kids.
like that's
Yeah,
what
he
used
was
to be.
crazy.
And then he just did the full 360 because my sister's actually like hung out with him in like his high school days. And so she's
What did
like,
she say?
She's
She
like,
knows.
he's cocky, he's annoying, like you know, she
He
had like
did used to
negative
be
things.
so annoying, bro.
She had negative things to say about him, and then not only that, but my friends grew up with them too, so they were like, "Oh, he was annoying. He was this, he was that," and I was like, "That is so weird because I've never got that part of him."
Yeah.
And so even like when I was like thinking about like us being like dating and stuff like that, I was like, he was 20 years old. He had everything, like he had his music and like. Honestly, I was like, this dude got so much hoes and he wants to be with me. I have 2 kids. Like,
Yeah.
That's literally what was going through my mind.
Yeah.
I was like, he just wants some booty
Tell him.
and he's
Tell
going
him.
to dip. But he was
Tell him.
literally here for the long run and he was like, I'm not scared of any of that.
When you having 2 kids, because we don't have kids, none of us have kids, but you having 2 kids and you finding how hard is it to find somebody, because not a lot of people want to come in with having 2 kids. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah,
Like
realistic.
you're not like, you know, you're not just coming to this. It's just me and you. You're coming to this. It's me and 2 kids.
kids. Oh,
Yeah,
for
you know what I'm
sure.
saying. So like, how in your mind, what was going on to where you were like, damn, like this is exactly what I have to find in order to make this person mine.
So this was the thing. So when I had got out of a relationship, it was very toxic and it was just, I did not see myself getting into another relationship like anytime soon. Like I could care less to be with like another man or anything like that. And so like when I was
You was about
single,
to start dating like girls, or
no, but like when I was like single and I was like, damn, like I used to beat myself up. Like no one's gonna want me and 2 kids. I'm 21. Like I have 2 kids. I have a lot going on in my own life, and like I would beat myself up about it. But I also prayed a lot on it, and I was like, I know that when it's my time to have someone in my life, like I know God's gonna set that path for me. So I never really worried about making anybody my boyfriend or getting into a relationship, and I never expected another man to take care of my kids because I know what I was doing and what I was providing for them.
Facts.
So it was never really like, oh, I need a man in my life who's gonna come take care of me and my kids. It was more of like, okay, like if I got in a relationship and he, you know, wanted to be like that father figure or step up eventually or whatever it was, like I was gonna be okay with it. But of course, you know, like you got to make sure like the dude was good, and I feel like that's how it was with Jordan.
Yeah, what
like,
was you like? How did you feel about it? Because now it's like, bro, you're taking on a huge responsibility. You know what I'm saying? So like, what made you feel okay to be like, you know what? I'm not just gonna be your man, but I'm gonna be the father of your kids as well.
and did you ever have second thoughts?
Yeah, because baby, my bad, but you told me that like, bro, I think it was the first 2-3 weeks of you all meeting, like. You done moved in with her type shit, you know what I'm saying?
no, I think
So like, it wasn't even you meeting the kids or anything. It was just the connection that you had with her.
No, we had talked for a few months, and there was times where like we would hang out and stuff, and I feel like I had to like fill him out because I was like, there's no way he's serious.
It was like a month and a half.
Yeah, and I was like, there's no way he's serious that he really wants to like. I didn't believe it. I was like, no, he's too young. He like has all these big booty bitches. He don't want me. Like, that's literally what was going through my head. And so when he would say that, I'm like, he's tripping. Like he thinks I'm gonna be played. Like no, you don't want me, you know. And then like. Literally, I remember him like calling me one time. He was so frustrated. And he's like, I don't understand what you don't see. Like, I think like I feel like it's so hard for you to be in a relationship because of what happened, but you can't put that on me. And which was true. Like, I can't let what happened in my past relationship like, you know,
Dictate what's gonna happen to the next
because
one.
it's like it's not fair to him. Like he hasn't even had like a fair like try or even like a shot. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
I definitely think, to answer your question, a big part of it was because like me and Justice and my sister, we come from a split family. Like we grew up in a house with a stepdad, and I'm not saying our biological wasn't there. He was in our life, but we grew up. What is like
What
what?
the fuck is funny?
Barely.
No, he was there. I mean, but basically, like, I was always taught, like, it's okay to have someone that's not your blood. It's okay to be raised and look at someone as a father figure that didn't create you. And I look up to my stepdad a lot, and anybody in our family can tell you, like, me and him have a very, very strong relationship, almost, and this is nothing on my sister. My sister is his blood, but me and him have almost a better relationship than Justice and him and Jersey and him. And it's just because, like, me and him can relate to a lot of stuff. And he was always, like, so gentle with us, to the point where I hear a lot of stories with people having step parents and stuff, and, like, those step parents disrespecting those kids that aren't their
Because
blood.
they feel like they're not theirs.
Yeah, and so to make someone that didn't create me make me feel special, I wanted to give that to two little girls that never had someone to never had a father figure to make them feel special.
Wow, that's amazing.
And
oh,
so-
it made me
He was
tear.
when I say he's everything I prayed for, I remember being in the shower like on my darkest nights, and I prayed obviously not for him because I didn't even know. Like,
Now she was
he'd
sitting
ever
there.
even-
I want a Jordan Cookie. I want
I
young
never even
Reese.
thought like he was gonna
Give me
be like
young Reese.
put in my life, but everything that I prayed for, that's exactly what I've been given. And it's just so crazy.
That's-
like I feel like God works in mysterious ways.
Mysterious ways.
And I
Slow.
felt like I went through everything I went through because, like God already knew what he had planned for me.
And it's so crazy. The internet actually doesn't know this, but everything that we are experiencing right now legit is replaying.
Is a mirror.
It's like a mirror of our life. Like, even just the age gap between me and Justice is the same age gap between Ileana and Mila. The age gap between me and my sister is the same age gap from
wow.
the girl than Mila
Wow,
and the
that
baby
is-
in
Ooh, I
her
got the
stomach.
chills.
That is crazy.
And the age gap between you and Raylene is basically
Yeah.
like this.
No,
No,
Did
it's not.
No, Carolee's older than
No, my mom is actually 5 years older than Dida.
My girl older than me.
She's a cougar.
Or a cougar.
Yeah, my girl older than me. That's fine.
But
How much older is she than you? Like how many years?
6 years.
Oh, wow.
Do you like that
Baddies.
she's older?
I
Like, would you have got with a girl?
I
your
love
age?
her.
I love
I love her.
a woman that already knows what she wants, and I feel like sometimes, dealing with women that are younger, they don't know what they want yet, or they don't know if they still want to be in the scene and certain things like that. And I feel like once you have everything established, that's what I'm looking for. If I'm dating, I'm not dating to just date like for fun. Like, fuck all that shit. Like,
Exactly.
I'm dating. I made you my girl because I want you to be my wife. Like, I'm dating.
period.
I'm dating for you to be my wife. Like,
ain't no wasting time over here.
Ain't no like that ass. I'm getting older. Like, I'm starting businesses. She got her own business. Like, I'm not trying to fuck around and bullshit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm already 25 years old. I feel old as shit. Like,
God
I feel like
damn,
that was the hardest part with me and CELYS. I'm gonna be straight up
Yeah,
because
you just love being straight up, huh?
Yeah,
that's your thing,
It's a
right? That's your
podcast, it's a
phrase.
discussion.
I'm gonna be straight up.
I feel like with me and her, you know what I'm saying? I was on the other end of the stick. I was the
Older
girl.
one, yeah.
I was the older one in the relationship. What?
I'll wait.
No, go.
I'll wait. I'm gonna wait.
So I was the older one in the
love to
relationship.
see- I'm ready.
And I know I can say it with my chest. I am more mature. I think I'm more mature. I think there's definitely stuff that you're more mature in. But I think like I went through the cycle of that 21, 22, 23, 24
for sure.
that she hasn't even experienced yet. So when I got with her, she was loyal. Like, I knew she had it in her to be, like, loyal was there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew she wasn't going to go cheat on me. But I think it was all the things, like, when you're 19, 20, 21, when you're
I was 19,
getting in a,
right? 19?
yeah, when you're getting in a relationship, you're looking for the perfect relationship. You're not thinking about all the shit that comes with it. I was thinking about, I want to eventually build a business. I want with you. We got to buy a house together. Like, we're going to get married. We're going to have kids. We're going to do this and that. So when we got together, I had to like kind of let her know, like, I'm in this for like the long run. I don't want to just be your boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? I want to build with you. Like, when we got my house, I was like, yo, like, you know, like you're moving in with me, whether or not you're paying, like, you know what I'm saying, whatever, you're with me, like you're my person. And so I definitely think the dating, the age ranges makes a huge difference in a relationship, because with me and her, it was a constant like
figuring each other
out, like trying to get her to realize that I'm older and I expect different things than these 19, 18-year-old boys you were dating, and vice versa. She was trying to explain to me that I'm not there yet, you know what I'm saying? And I want to enjoy shit this way. I want to experience. I still want to have fun.
You had fun with me though. I feel like
that goes back to what I was saying.
That goes back to the sacrifice thing.
I was just about to, because
you
I
guys
know
didn't answer that.
Yeah, y'all didn't answer that, and that goes back to the sacrifice thing, because both y'all sacrifice.
Well, I don't think I honestly dating him because we were friends. Like the sacrificing, not going out no more. We did it together, so it was never dropped. It was like, oh shit.
That doesn't have to be the only thing. Yeah, that doesn't have to be the only thing.
Not being cool, like not having any homeboys. Like who?
No,
cares?
you moved all the way to AZ. Like you you sacrificed. You know what I'm saying? Like there's both of y'all did.
I hated the long distance. Like that was a big thing for me. I feel like the time change, every time I think the more and more I started flying out, it got harder and harder to leave him. Like I remember one of the last times before I moved out there, like before we made it like an official thing, it like hurt. Like you played like our cute little song, and I was just like, oh my God, like it was the worst feeling leaving. And I was like, so that's when I knew. I was like, oh, okay, gotta go pack my bags. And it was just like, it just happened.
And as a man in a relationship, like I don't give a fuck how anybody feels about it, like in a respectful way.
Which
like,
you shouldn't.
Not my family, not my friends, not my colleagues, whatever it is. I'm gonna do what's gonna make my girl happy. And I think me coming to Miami was a super like hard thing for everybody around me, like everybody in this room actually, to like accept, because I was trying to just basically make that moral statement that, yo, I truly don't give a fuck what y'all got to say about it. I'm doing it because this is my relationship and this is my girl, and I'm gonna do what's gonna make her happy. You know what I'm saying? And she came to Arizona, so I didn't see why it was.
It goes back to
a problem.
You know.
Hold on. That goes with what we were just talking about earlier, with the going to the family on both ends, telling each other's problems. I feel like a big part of it is families feel like they are entitled when they know so much about the negative stuff in a relationship.
I would say you're the only one out of the family that was like mediator.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Like obviously I respect Jersey and my mom and their opinion, like for sure. Like those are my, you know what I'm saying, those are my rocks. Like it's them, and then it's CELYS, and it's God, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think like one thing I respect about you was that you were always like, I don't know if it's because
you understood. I think you just understood.
You're my brother, but you understood, and like me and CELYS have had that talk multiple times, that like you see both sides, no matter what, like however you feel. Like I know like you felt some type of way still about it in a way. You were still like down to hear the other side of it. So I think that helped a lot, because I didn't have like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody was telling me, go do it. Like fuck it.
It was hard.
I think
you did.
Huh?
You did.
God did.
I think when you involved your family when y'all were living together in Arizona. You involved your family so much to where they adapted to it, so they got used to it.
Man,
the moment you didn't want to involve them anymore, but the moment you wanted to do something different, it was like they're already involved. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now you can't just pull them apart like that, because you involved them from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? I think what it was too was you were refraining, and this is just me saying that. This is the first time I've said it, but you were refraining from making it about, the reason why. No. That's all I was saying.
I get what you're saying.
You were refraining from making it only about CELYS and I'm moving to Miami because of CELYS and I want to make sure CELYS. You were making it about, I want to move to Miami because I want to connect. I want to do this and I want to do that.
It was both.
It was that, but the main reason was Because of CELYS. You know what I'm saying? And that makes sense because
But people didn't
you have
it didn't. That wasn't.
I think it
And-
sounded better saying.
And yeah, exactly. Like I don't need to explain why I want to do something.
Yeah.
I'm grown
You
at
do,
this
but you
point. I'm
do.
25 years old.
But you do.
I'm gonna do whatever I do. But I already knew, and which I feel like is working out right now in this current moment. Is I knew me going out there was not only to be close to her family and gain that connection, but make my girl happy. We were having problems in Arizona. You know what I'm saying? My girl
yeah.
is 21 years old. She moved across
that's
the
still
country.
so fucking crazy to me, bro. Like
Yeah, it's-
you
it
was
is
out,
crazy.
bro. That's so wild to me.
Well, I
So-
was in school and I went to ASU online, so it was like.
So yeah, so
it
she's
worked.
21. She moved across the country away from her family where she was staying with her parents. They were seeing her every day. And so when I came out here, or when me wanting to come out here, I'm like, I want to not only connect and do my thing like I did when I moved to LA, but also make my girl happy. And so it was hard to like get that. It was hard to get that through like my mom's head, but I respect it because I know it's my mom. Like if anybody knows my mom, you know she's a super like attached, like super emotional,
You're her baby.
attached.
You're
Like
her
that's
baby.
yeah, and I'm her firstborn, so
Yes.
I already know like me moving to Miami is a lot bigger deal than him moving to Miami. You know what I mean?
A
And
big
I
part
see-
of
I
it
see-
is.
I see y'all so much. I see y'all so much happier. Like that's just me being honest. I see y'all so much happier. Yo, the amount of connections y'all have done made since y'all been in Miami for a month so far is
Crazy.
extremely insane.
I
And
told
I'm
her
just
that the other
seeing,
day.
and I'm
Once-
seeing it from when you were in Arizona. Like you didn't have the connections that you have now. You know, and you know that works with branding, that works with marketing, that works with collaborations and certain things like that. You even just being in Miami, that Miami sun is so much different. I'm like, I guarantee you, than that Arizona sun. Like that
And
shit.
that's another big part. Is like I'm not even gonna lie. I love Arizona. Like that's where I'm from. I'm gonna rep it. But at the end of the day, even when I moved to LA, that was the reason why I moved to LA was because I wanted a change of scenery. I get bored quick, so
But I
I was
also-
like,
And people didn't know that we was gonna move to
Yeah.
Miami together,
You
even
should've.
before
we would
her.
have had a
before
blast. Yeah,
CELYS
but
was
I
in
would
the
have
picture.
found my way.
Before.
I would have found
Yeah,
my
we
way. I'd
was-
be like, oh,
I
he's
moved.
out here.
I moved
would've
to
found
Miami.
my
We were supposed to
way.
move together. I moved to Miami
Yeah.
by myself, but he was
Yeah.
supposed to be
I
here.
know a
got scared.
solution.
I got scared.
Oh well. Oh
I know a
well.
solution that will make both of your guys' lives a lot easier.
Us?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think a big part of it still to this day is our families have not met. None of us.
I would love that. I wanted.
So
I
listen,
wanted my
and
brother
that's
to
you
come
guys
today.
hearing this for the first time
Yeah.
too. I've never met her dad. I've never
Let's do
met
it
her
right now.
mom, her sister. I mean, not her sister, her brother.
Brother.
I honestly have only talked to her brother on FaceTime one time for like 10 seconds, but big part of it
Yes.
is a lot of times our parents have spoke is about some serious shit sometimes. And so mom's biggest thing is she will feel a lot more comfortable when she just sees them face to face and they finally get to meet and finally get to see how they are in person. And that goes for your parents as well.
Yeah.
I already
I feel like
know.
that would make both
My
the
dad
parents.
has been like waiting for the text to like pull up. We've just been
Bro,
busy.
we were supposed to take y'all. He was mad.
Sunday.
Yeah,
We
we're
meet
supposed
y'all
to. We've been
Friday.
supposed to meet them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we just been busy. But it's for sure like they're ready. My
I
camera's
think
ready.
I think it's definitely that time now.
Yeah.
I didn't.
How important is that?
I think it's. I've said it from day one.
Like in a relationship, how important do you feel like the relationship with the other family should be?
I think everybody should just get along. So it's like once everybody meets each other and is around each other, the understanding, like, I feel like everybody's just way more understood. Like, it's like, okay, I see where you're coming from. I see why you move, and it's because, you know, you were raised like this, and it's just way more understood because we come from two different places, raised two different ways. And so I feel like once our families do meet, I feel like it's going to be like a
And it's-
very like, okay, cool. It's like that. Yeah.
And is it hard? Because what if, and I'm not saying y'all in general, I'm saying this is a broad question here. What if like y'all meet you meet the
They
family?
hate each other.
Yeah.
No,
Literally,
that's
literally,
not gonna
would
happen.
that-
Wait, my mom.
If y'all parents hated each other and,
No.
and were not cool with
It's
each other,
never-
would y'all work out?
No.
100%. What the
say
fuck?
that.
At the end of the day, that's their opinions. And I'm saying this from my standpoint.
Yeah.
From my
Say
mom,
that. Don't say
her mom, my dad, her dad. If they didn't get along, I'm sorry, respectfully,
They make it
y'all
work.
aren't going to determine our fucking
Right, they make
relationship.
it
Facts. Yeah.
But it would be nice.
It would be tough.
Yeah, but I think they love y'all, right? They love y'all, and I feel like they make it work for y'all. Even if they do have disagreements, and anybody has disagreements, they love
Our
y'all.
families,
They're gonna
our
make it work
families
for
have
y'all.
disagreed with
Yeah, but
multiple things.
that's so normal. Like,
But
that is so normal.
Because
Especially if you guys, everyone's always around each other, there's more room, like you always say, there's more room to have arguments. Like my family and y'all's family, there's nothing of nothing because nobody's met nothing, there's no conversation, nothing. So
That's exactly. To put it into perfect terms, for example, we're living in Arizona for a year, right? So y'all get a year's time to see our fuck ups and to see where we have argued and be able to judge certain things off certain, you know what I'm saying, situations. With her family, they only got a month now. So we have a lot more room to run into certain stuff.
What is she gonna say?
I just also think we understand each other. I'm not saying completely or that we're perfect, but from the beginning, it took a lot of trial and error understanding each other because again, we came from two different places. So I feel like, and it being in Arizona, a lot of our arguments and stuff, like everyone, it's sad that a lot of people saw a lot of the crap we went through, but it's like we had to go through that to now understand each other. So now I feel like I even said it to the girls yesterday. I was like, I feel like we're in the greatest place in our relationship now more than ever because I feel like I'm understanding you more. We're being nicer with each other's feelings. So I just feel like
we are, especially
now. So I feel like now it's just there's none of that like you guys saw in the beginning. Like
weird feeling.
Y'all saw the beginning stages of our relationship. So I feel like it was a little rocky, but my family has only seen like
especially because I feel like it's different too. Like with us being out here, we're 45 minutes from her family, so it's not like how we were
seem like on a Sunday
in Arizona where we're pulling up every other day to kick it. We really, with this, the biggest thing for us was being able to just lock in with each other, like low key, like isolate ourselves from everybody, still have that contact. But be able to just learn each other and get our schedule down and get our goals and aspirations and really figure out like how are we gonna make this? Yeah, how are we gonna make this like not only a healthy relationship, but how are we gonna make this like a healthy like business wise and long-term goals wise. Like, there's shit that we've talked about since we've been here that we never discussed before, like buying a house, opening a business together, taxes, fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like I want to help her with her. She's getting her into her PR agency. Like I feel like we were very stuck in Arizona. I feel like we were just kind of going through the motions, and it wasn't about.
But I don't think it was about Arizona, or I think it was me and you had to figure it out. And it would have happened anywhere, anytime. It was just we had to do it.
That's what I'm saying. It's not about who was around us. It's not about.
Sometimes all it takes is a refresh. It doesn't have to be moving states. It could be simply as moving houses.
And I especially needed that because I was in Arizona for
your whole life.
I went to LA and then I came back. I was there for like 4 or 5 years, and I had been through so much fucking bullshit that Arizona honestly for me was just like when you just live somewhere, like say you're in an apartment and a whole bunch of bullshit happened, it's like once you separate from that, it's like ooh, like I get to really just refresh.
Well, y'all was in Buttfuck, Egypt too. Y'all did live.
Scottsdale. Okay,
they live in Buttfuck, Egypt.
Yeah.
Who, us?
I think.
Okay. Hey. Are we still on that? Okay.
Yeah, just one thing. I just think within these relationships that you have with your partner, like it's important to, like, really just think about it. Sometimes, like, sit down with each other, meditate with each other.
Yes.
Like, sometimes, like, every time when I wake up in the morning, bro, I play meditation music and I walk around the house and I do whatever I got to do in the house. Maybe journaling with each other. Maybe doing, like, me and my girl, we went to a meditation session and meditated together for a whole hour. Like, and those are things that you cherish. Those are things that if you connect spiritually and mentally with each other, you guys stop having. I'm not saying y'all.
Yeah.
I'm saying in general. You
It's
guys.
like, y'all can't do it, but everybody else, yeah.
I'm just saying like. It doesn't have to be meditation. It could be anything.
Yeah.
I think we'll be trying to meditate and she'll be like,
I think just connecting with somebody spiritually, you understand them.
Mentally.
So it's like, you understand what's going on. Communication is the key of everything. So once you're able to communicate with your partner what you like and what you don't like and how you want to move and how you don't want to move, that's the most important part.
That's what we needed. Like, we did that in the beginning of our relationship. Like, we knew, like, okay, once we lay in bed, we're putting our phones away, and that was our time to, like, wind down and just talk. Like, we wouldn't turn the TV on. Like, we wouldn't go on our phones anymore, and that would just be, like, us time, and then we'd go to sleep.
I think
Question. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you're probably going off of that. I'm going
Yeah.
off. I'm saying something random.
I want to hear
One thing that I feel like
Yeah,
a
let's
lot
get
of
random.
a
Let's
lot
get
of
random.
relationships like forget to understand is that like every relationship has problems. So like being able to accept that like we're not gonna be able to agree on everything and we're too complete. Like me and CELYS, we always say it all the time. Like we remind each other like, yeah, like you're not like me.
No, it's
and I'm
my
not-
way or the highway, shorty.
and I'm not like you.
Sorry.
But us understanding that is a big step because I feel like a lot of people in relationships tend to like expect their partner to be just like them and to think like them.
When I realized that, that's when, like, when I was like, okay, that's what it is, that's when shit got so much easier for me. I was like, I didn't hold on to so many arguments. I wasn't so stressed. I wasn't like, fuck
and
you.
you gotta
like,
live. You have to live with your partner for a minute to understand them.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. If you don't live with your partner, and y'all having problems, you're probably not gonna work out when you move in together.
So question. Next
Bing
topic.
bong.
Go ahead.
Last topic.
Yeah.
Bing bong.
Red flags.
In a relationship,
Red flags. Yeah, in a partner.
red flags.
Zero. We're all too deep in our relationships to be talking about red flags.
Following guys.
Babe, you've never worried about
You know,
That's
I've
not
actually.
your issue.
I don't fuck with
I'm gonna
it.
be honest. I don't. It's crazy because we were at the table the other day. And this had came up. I don't look at my girl's following. My girl don't look at my following. She don't go through my phone. I don't go through her phone.
better than I am.
I don't want to. I don't want to put myself in that position. Nor do I want to see something that can make me feel some type of way. At the end of the day, I have enough trust in my girl, and I feel like my girl has enough trust in me to where I don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? And for what? Like, I don't want to go through your phone and go through your conversations that you're having with your people. Like, if I'm in a relationship with you, I feel like I should trust you. And at the end of the day, if I trust you, like, you should be able to move how you want to move because
I agree with that.
Faz, you're better than me.
Speak that
You
into
are
the
better
mic.
than me.
That's true.
You're
That's
better
very,
than me.
like, great of you too. But so I'm just gonna speak about a situation. It happened a long time ago, so it doesn't really matter. But I remember Jordan had wrote me a paragraph. He's like, I don't really want you to like do this and blah blah blah. Like, it bothers me, blah blah. I'm like, okay, cool. One time I went through his phone and he's doing exactly everything he didn't want me to do. So I was like, you can't do that.
CELYS loves this shit,
Like,
bro.
you can't. I was like, you
Fuels off
can't
of
do
it.
that. Like, you can't expect something of me, and then I find out like you're doing it 10 times harder than like.
What was
you know
it?
what I mean?
What
It was
was
just basically like he didn't want me being like friendly and blah blah blah, and like it was just like a little like boundary, like just like, hey, I don't want you being friendly, blah blah. And I was like, that's cool because the environment that I was in with my job, like there was hella like dudes and like people around, so I was like, I get it. And then I see something and I'm like,
Now there is a
What
big.
did you see?
I was
Now
like,
listen.
bro, he
What
was
did you
being
see?
friendly with bitches. I was
There
like,
is a
what?
big. No, listen. Now there is a big difference between. There's a big difference between that situation.
Yeah.
Okay, because at the time she wasn't doing social media.
Boom.
She,
It doesn't matter.
No,
though.
listen. At the time, she wasn't doing social media, so she's not getting paid from this type of stuff, or she's not getting paid from. You can say the situation.
What kind of
just don't
The
messages
only
you
say.
see?
thing was, I'm not gonna say names, but he was like DMing and he was like sending hearts, and it's just like, if you're in a relationship, I don't care who it is.
It was someone that.
But it was no one that he was hella close to, like.
Nah,
it wasn't
100%.
someone
It was
Was it like
someone that.
thank you heart or like
It was just like
Replying to stories,
no,
heart?
It was just like a little conversation. just
Nah, it was
knowing
like a
this-
thank you heart.
No, it was just the girl that it was. She was reaching. Like, and I peeped it a long time ago, and then for you, I don't care. I don't care, like, if it was a thank you heart. That doesn't need to happen, especially if this bitch is irrelevant. Like, she's not benefiting you in any way
Bitch.
of your life. And it's like, if I were to do that, I know, like, it would have been a problem. So it's just like, You don't do something that you want me doing is basically all I'm saying.
Yeah, I think it's if it's
But I
not
feel like
about
it's-
business,
yeah,
you shouldn't be
like-
having no communication with dudes.
And it
I
really
might be
wasn't. I think
crazy
it was
for
like
that.
a compliment or like
Straight
a
up.
swipe up on something he posted, and it was like a compliment or like something like that. But it's just like, yeah.
Now
yeah,
it wasn't
was-
like a. It wasn't like a.
And then there was more to it. Like there's other stuff, but I'm not getting that messy. But he knows exactly. What
Y'all
I'm
don't
talking
feel like, as influencers, I feel like, because I run a business too, and a lot of people message me as well.
He
I
said just to remind you.
just to let y'all
A lot of
fucking
people
know,
message
you
me
know what I'm
too.
talking about. But I respond to everybody, unless you're like I respond. I don't
But
respond
once
to
they start flirting, it's like
once
okay,
they start
you're
flirting,
done.
it's, yeah, you know. But even if you're a girl, like at the end of the day, like I don't see a difference between a girl and a guy. What if a girl is trying to ask the same question the guy was trying to ask? Like, why would I treat them different just because I have a girl and I wouldn't give you information? I wouldn't show you love just because you're a girl. Then I would ruin my type of, I guess you could say, influence, because if I want to have influence over this, or I want to build my brand over this, why would I trip on who's following me? I'm not building my brand for only guys. I'm building my brand for everybody.
Have
So
you ever been cheated on? And like, have you ever like went through a girl's phone that you were dating, and she was talking to other guys, and you've been cheated on?
I've only been in one other relationship other than the relationship I'm in now, but I had, and that was a toxic relationship. I don't.
How did
Now
she-
look,
So
but at
she
the end of
didn't,
the
she
day-
didn't cheat, but I
Tell him,
had
Jordan.
I had seen some shit in the phone to where it made me feel uncomfortable. Yeah, but she didn't run no business. She wasn't an influencer. She didn't have nothing going for herself at that time. And I obviously I would feel uncomfortable her replying back to guys the way she was replying. But at the end of the day, if you have something going on for yourself and you are an influencer and you do have a business, I feel like replying back to guys, but just in a respectful manner, because nowadays this day and age, we guys, you're sliding in the DMs for a fucking reason. If it's not for
Girls too.
information, yeah, girls as well, but it's more of
you're
guys,
talking about-
more of guys. But if it's not for information, it's to get with them. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I feel it is now. If you're adding on to getting with them, if they sliding in and they trying to get at you, and you're adding a little spice to it, and you're trying to make them reply and keep the conversation going, then
Unprofessional, like way.
yeah, it's different. But why? What were you gonna get at?
I was gonna say I feel like, but you kind of like dubbed my whole response that I was gonna say, but it was only because I was gonna say I feel like the reason why I do trip. I trip. Why I trip, like if I were to see, which I
If you
haven't,
were to see
if
it,
I were
yeah.
to see my girl messaging
Come correct.
another guy, hey yo,
Not
if
like
I
that.
were to see another guy messaging my girl and she's messaging back and it's meaningless conversation, I would feel some type of way because of what I've experienced
Nope.
in relationships.
No,
Thank
I know
you.
exactly what you.
Thank
Now listen.
you.
Now listen.
Thank you.
I'll say this as respectful as I can say it. You cannot trip on, and this goes for anybody in general. You cannot treat your partner and put a guard up on your partner for shit that you've experienced in the past. Now,
Factual.
I will say,
Why are you telling him this a year and
no,
a half
listen.
later? Where
okay?
was this when we
No,
first
CELYS,
started dating?
CELYS.
I done been through
No,
some
listen.
shit.
Yeah, and I understood.
I know you've been through some shit.
And I
Not trust-
understood.
But respectfully, for your guys' relationship, I know that there has been some shit that he's experienced in the past in your guys' relationship. Now, that is some shit that he can trip on you about, and vice versa. If you've seen some shit that he has done, you can trip on him about that shit. But when it comes down to, say it's the first situation,
Like bringing baggage into
you
a relationship.
can't, if I've been cheated on in my past 5-10 relationships, and I start trying to get with her, and I start putting my guard up with her or telling her, no, you can't. Say I got cheated on because I let my girl go to the club with her girl, and she cheated on me at the club, and I left her and I get with RAYLEEN. I'm not gonna tell RAYLEEN, no, you can't go to the club with your girls because of my ex cheating on me at the club.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let her go, and if she wants to fuck that up, then that's on her.
Yeah.
And that's going to fuck our trust up.
I agree with
Now,
that.
you can judge your partner off of
What they've
situation
done.
that you guys have, that they put you in the
Experience.
past
Yeah.
between you two, but you definitely can't say, nah, you can't follow guys or you can't respond to guys on a business matter because of
Unless it's
my ex.
there's
Now, I will say, if a dude asks you, if a dude slides in your DMs and he goes, or he compliments you and he says, what you doing tonight or something, and you respond saying, I have a boyfriend, sorry. Now,
do I
I'm not
need-
letting my girl respond
Why do I need to respond? Yeah.
to a message like that,
That's
saying,
stupid.
like, I've heard of like people saying,
Sorry, I have a boyfriend.
responding, even in our last,
let me
That's
ask you,
like
would you-
saying like, I want to respond. I just have a boyfriend right now. Like that's you don't respond to shit
Would
like
you
that.
let your girl, and then we'll end it off on this for both of you guys. So we had a situation. Basically, we're sitting at a taco spot, and she gets a call, and obviously the
Oh.
number was saved.
No, it wasn't. What's it say?
Yeah, because you knew, you were like, oh, this is, why
Oh,
the fuck is this person calling me?
No.
Unless you
They were
just
calling me
memorize
on,
the
they were
number.
calling me
Oh,
on my
on
spam,
Instagram.
on my spam,
On
because I
Instagram.
have the person blocked on everything else besides my. I didn't know that. I
So
didn't.
some dude that she used to mess with, or like ex or whatever.
It was like my sophomore year in high school.
So it's an ex.
No.
An ex
Friend.
that she was dating or whatever. He's like calling her, and she's like, why the fuck is this person calling me? And I'm like, usually, you know what I'm saying, I'll feel some type of way. I'm like, don't even answer that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, but she was saying, she was like, I haven't heard this person's name in a minute, so I don't even know what they're. I was like, answer it. And we'll
I
just,
wouldn't
just
have
see what he
answered it,
says.
yeah, he wouldn't have to
You know what I'm
really
saying?
answer.
So she answered it, and he's like, yo, like, you know, I answered it. And he's
Yeah.
like, yo, like, is CELYS there? Da da da. Like, I'm really going through some shit. Like, I just need to talk to her. So you know what I'm saying, as a dude, I was like, I could tell he sounded hurt. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, fuck it, yeah, talk to her. So I let her talk to him, and he was basically spelling that he was going through a
He had
hard time,
relapsed.
and he had relapsed with like drugs or whatever, and he just like didn't know who to call or whatever, and like had only like felt comfortable with talking to her at the time. And I was cool with her talking to him because he was getting like real deep. And
when
she
you knew
just-
him, did he do drugs, or
He
he started doing drugs after you guys kind of fell off?
drugs after we fell off. Yeah.
We're
Okay.
like obsessed.
And then
with
keep
her.
going, keep
Yeah.
going, keep going.
And
So
like,
boom. So
yeah.
he's, you know what I'm saying, whatever. And I let her like kind of, in a way, it kind of sounds weird, but like comfort him in a way.
No, we just heard him out together. It wasn't. I didn't really even say.
Well, I didn't say
much.
anything.
You said comfort.
I mean, it sounds.
Would you let
was-
your girl do
Now
What-
look,
what I-
now
It
was
look.
tough.
Babs, let me go off
No,
because I know you're about to say
can I-
some deep
let
This
shit.
is a perfect
Yeah.
example of what like everybody
It
has
was
a
like
different
he had
things that they're
if it's
okay with.
if it's anybody calling you, who care if that person's on the phone? I relapse. I'm in the car right now and I'm tripping. Like I want to like die and all this. Like it's serious shit. You don't just like that's when that was something. I don't even know why we're talking about it, but it was like that was something that was like this is someone's life. Like it got to that level. It wasn't he's trying to flirt with me. He's calling me cute. No, it's like hey, I'm at my rock bottom and I can't do this anymore. And that's when we were like, it was like I felt like in a way like responsible in a way because you're calling me like I answered and I'm hearing you. I can't unhear that. You know what I mean? So it's just like, what do we do at that point? And it was just like I was going based off on like I was like, babe, like what? Like that has never I've never been in a situation like that, never gone through anything like never heard somebody talk the way he was talking. So it was just really
Definitely a
eye-opening and it was a sensitive topic for sure.
definitely a rare situation.
Very rare.
Very
And
rare.
rare.
now
That
I will
doesn't
say,
happen.
like, the question is, out of
If your
everybody,
if your girl's ex calls her and says he's going through some shit like he's about to kill himself, are you gonna let her comfort him?
Yo.
I mean, of course, like,
This is what
they
it
pick
was,
up the
like,
call, and that's how.
I think it was
that's-
just as
I'm-
trying to be
obviously-
nosy, like, why is your ex calling you? And
Go
then he
ahead, go
answered, and it was just unexpected.
Obviously, since you guys picked up the call, say at the time we picked up the call too, of course I'm not gonna be like, hang up on that nigga. But it's also like, if you never experienced any type of like drug problem with him, and it is very, very sad to hear, but it's also like, what's the real
Yeah,
question and what's the
motive
real
behind
reason
it?
why you're calling somebody that, and this was when were you guys, what year?
I was a sophomore in high
I'm
school.
saying, see, sophomore in
And
high school.
It was literally like a 2-week thing.
So this is
It
5-6 years
most
ago.
definitely
It was
has
kinda-
like
it threw me off
issues
a
and
little
ticks.
it's kind of a weird
Yes.
situation. I
It
don't
was
want,
one of it's thin
now
ice.
mental health is really, really
Yeah.
important to me. I don't want to sound like a dickhead,
Mm-hmm.
but it is something that, like, if the call was answered, of course you're not gonna just hang up on them.
No.
But I
After
honestly
that,
don't think
it's-
we would have answered the call.
Yeah, we probably wouldn't have. It probably would have been blocked.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think if the call was answered, I mean, life is precious, bro. Life is the most important thing within life in general. But obviously, if the call was answered, then you already answered the call. It has to be handled from there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if the call wasn't answered, I wouldn't answer the call.
Yeah.
She wouldn't answer the call. But if the call was answered, now it's at a point to where it's like
It's fragile.
you open that door. You open
Yeah.
that door. There's no closing that door
Yeah.
right now because you already opened it. And if you answer and you see it's him and he starts talking, you hang up. Now you just endanger the life even more.
And that's what I said. It's like that
Because-
responsibility. It's like
yeah.
I heard it and you can't unhear it, and now it's
'Cause-
like you're. It's
Yeah, imagine you talking to you called somebody, bro, and you're going through fucking the pits of the pit, bro, and that person just hung up on you, and you trusted that person, like, damn, like,
over.
it's like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? So life is precious, man. You gotta,
Very,
you
very,
open
very-
that door, you
Lesson
gotta
of the
close the
day.
door.
Life is precious. Don't take it for granted. But anyways, we ask all our guests, you guys are special guests. We
Yeah,
ask
yeah.
all our guests, what is one piece of advice that you guys would give to the viewers watching that's coming up, whether on social media, business, mental health, whatever?
Be consistent.
Consistent.
You better get into that. I need you to get in. Be consistent. How so?
Like people that are like trying to do like
Anything.
Honestly,
Anything.
not even just
Or
people that are
anything.
trying to do social media, just in general, what's a piece of advice that you would give to someone out there?
What's
What
a
I
quote you
just said.
stand by? Every
You go
day.
first.
Okay. I have two. I would just say be really kind. What you let out is what is coming back to you, and keep the little things little. My mom says that a lot of the time, and that's something that I'm learning recently. I'm trying to just keep the little shit little, and that's it. Yeah.
All right.
yeah, I would say the same thing.
Yeah.
It's true.
I love
Yeah.
it. All right, well, appreciate y'all for hopping on, man. I know y'all came a long way just to come on this podcast. It was like hours. Nah, but that's it on the episode of Talk That Talk.
Yeah.
Man, make sure y'all follow, subscribe, like that, share, whatever, that YouTube outro. Let's get it.
We out the thing, yeah.
Mama.